lecture 16, the wines of Sicily. Thank you for coming this evening. Tony and I just got back from Campania, and when we go to Italy, we try to shoot some videos and show you some things that you might ordinarily not see. I went in Campania, Tony and I were there, we were in Atanasio, which is where sfogliatelle was invented. And I walked into the kitchen with my mini flip, unexpected, and I took pictures of the guys rolling out dough and making sfogliatelle. Okay, we're in Sicily. Sicily's wine production is very unique, and it's all about size in Sicily. Sicily is 3% of the size of Australia, 6% of the size of California, and they produce more wine in Sicily than either California or Australia. Pretty amazing. In Sicily, most of the wine was sold in bulk traditionally. Big tankers shipping it all up and down Italy. Not until 2003 did Sicily's wine exports the bulk and bottle. They sold more bottle in 2003 than in bulk. And that was a big move. And we're getting a lot of Tuscan winemakers, which both of these are, who bought unbelievable properties in Sicily and are trying to make their fingerprint in Sicily. We're seeing a flow of new faces into Italy, and now we're starting to see some excellent wine. Tony's going to tell you about the first two wines.
Thank you, Senior Rallo, and we're here to at least pretend we're going to try to educate you a little bit. I do want to mention, before Victor disappears, that I have a book for him. This book, it's a gift, and it's a reflection of what's happened in the past 10 or 15 years or so, where there was a lot more widespread planting of better grape varieties, and where a lot of the smaller estates took over. I'd just like to give this to Victor, and then I'll tell you about the two wines.
You know why he gave this to me tonight? Because we're on Ustream worldwide, and his credibility is on the line tonight. So and then we're on YouTube, so he's on the other camera there, and credibility on the line. So he gave me a nice gift. Last night, no cameras, no gifts.
Yeah, no gifts.
Tonight, gifts. Thank you.
The world knows. Sicily, the position in the Mediterranean, it's the largest island in the Mediterranean, made it very important in different battles and different developments in history. A German writer once said, "What happens in Italy happens first in Sicily." Well, let me tell you about the wines. We're here to talk about the wines. This Fiano, it's 100% Fiano grape, all cold fermented stainless steel, no oak at all. Dry, crisp, fresh, clean. It's a 2008 vintage. I'd recommend drinking this young. I wouldn't hold on to it. The red wine that we're going to be tasting next is called Foreplay, which is a play on words. I have a vague recollection of the secondary meaning of foreplay from, I guess, decades and decades ago. But at any rate, there's four Sicilian grape varieties here. Frappato, also called Frappato Nero, dark Frappato, Nerello Cappuccio, Nerello Mascalese, and Nero d'Avola. Buon appetito.
The next two wines, in your left glass, is the Planeta Cirasuolo de Vittorio. In your right glass is the Tenuta Rapitola. Also, the only way that we advertise for these events is through email. Go to undicirestaurant.com and you can sign up. Here's Tony Verdoni. He's going to tell you about the next two wines.
Remember the wine Foreplay had 4 grapes? 2 of those grapes goes into the Cirasuolo di Vittorio. Okay? And first of all, Cirasuolo in the local dialect means cherry-like. You're going to pick up cherry flavors in the Cirasuolo di Vittorio. All of these Sicilian reds, you'll pick up figs and dates. Lots of Mediterranean flavors. The 2 grapes in this are Frappato and Nero d'Avola. Rapitola, which is the name of a little river in western Sicily, is owned by an aristocratic family. This is 100% Nero d'Avola. So you'll pick up raspberries, maybe some pomegranates also, but lots of raspberries, lots of berries. That's the characteristic of Nero d'Avola.
Everybody, you have 2 new wines. In your right glass is Saya. In the left glass is the Mazzei Zisola.
Sounds terrible. I can go back to foreplay for a second. All three of these wines are examples of foreign investment in Sicily. Saya, which is again 100% Nero d'Avola, it's owned by the Moretti family. They own a winery in Tuscany called Sette Ponti. And so they're bringing Tuscan winemaking skill to Sicily, working with local grape varieties, Nero d'Avola, but producing more of a cosmopolitan style wine. The last wine, Zisola, is a winery that's owned by the Mazzei family. Filippo Mazzei put his fingerprint on the label. He wants to put his fingerprint on Sicilian wines just as he's done in Tuscany. I think what's going on in Sicily is there's been this renaissance in winemaking, and I think the wines are really dynamic. They're full of life. There's a lot of positive passion and feeling. One winemaker said, again, a fellow from Tuscany, he said, when I make wine from Sicily, I want to make it like the people of Sicily. Full of character, strong, with a lot of power. I'd like to pass it back to Vic, who's giving me his hand. It's a trade.
Well, I'm giving him a gift now, 2 cans for every can. Thank you and good night.